Hello and welcome to the Real Positive Girl podcast. My name is Sabrina. Thank you so much for listening, downloading, sharing the show. I truly appreciate it. I just love how people are continuing to love and enjoy the show. And if you do love and enjoy the show, and if you are able to leave a 5-star review or to just leave some sort of uplifting comment or interesting description of the show from your point of view on whatever podcast platform you listen to the show, I would greatly appreciate it. That would just help bring more people into listening to the show and give me the opportunity to help even more people. So if you were able to do that, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you wanted to come by and just chat with me and connect with me on Instagram, I am at Sabrina Joy Perozzo, or you're welcome to send me an email as well. All of that information is in the description box, along with all the notes for the show. But again, I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you downloading and sharing the show. So let's get right into the episode. Thanks so much, guys. Happy Friday, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Real Positive Girl podcast with me, Sabrina. I hope that you're having a great day today on this wonderful Friday. Just a reminder that this week we are talking about how to do it. And today, Friday, we're going to end the week by talking about how to practice appreciation. But like always, before we jump in, I do want to remind you of the 5-minute reset, where you should take at least 5 minutes of your time to reset, reboot, restart your day right then and there if you feel like your day is just not working out the way that you wanted it to. You have a lot of stressors, you have a lot of things weighing you down, causing you trouble. You can reset your day at any time, at any moment, as many times as you need. The 5 minutes reset allows you to take a break from any issues or burdens that are dragging you down or causing you trouble. You can take some time to come up with a resolution for any problems or issues that you're dealing with alone or with someone else. And I always suggest everyone come up with a list of at least 4 things that you are grateful for, big, small, or medium size. Maybe you're grateful that this year has transformed you into a better plant mom or plant dad, or however you want to characterize it. That's something that I'm trying to continue to be grateful for, that my plants are still alive. Thank you so much, Lord. Or maybe you are grateful that you were able to have a couple people over and cook them dinner and spend some time with them and get, meld new friendships or rekindle old ones. That's great too. Maybe you're grateful that you found a new fun recipe for a treat or a dinner online. You tried it out and you really liked it. I know I saw a gal that I followed the other day post a recipe about making pad thai in the Instant Pot, which I found very interesting. And I was like, maybe I'll be brave enough to try that one day. But you can be grateful for that, because sometimes you just stumble upon things that you super really enjoy. And I don't think there's any problem with enjoying food. When you find a really good recipe for something, that's awesome. And then or maybe you can just be grateful that the day went better than expected with, a lot of things that are stressing you out or making you feel overwhelmed or troubled. You can literally be grateful for anything. The list is never ending, and that's fantastic. And then last but not least, make sure that you're feeling at least neutral, if not positive, about the rest of your day, because hopefully thinking about the positives and reflecting on the blessings in your life will help you to focus on those things, especially when you're going through a really hard time. But I do hope that you're having a great day on this Friday. Like I mentioned before, this week we are talking about how to do it, and today we're going to end the week by talking about how to practice appreciation. And practicing appreciation is all about leaning into gratitude. And you're probably like, oh, Sabrina, more gratitude. And yes, I love gratitude. It's so important. I feel like it's the one thing that can really shift your mindset if you continue to remind yourself of all the amazing things that you can be grateful for, that you should be grateful for, that are just amazing things happening in your life that you may, to be taking for granted, or that you don't find to be super significant, maybe as some other things that are happening in your life. But that's why I want to remind you, and that's why I remind you every day in the 5-minute reset, and that's why I talk about it probably, I would say, almost every week, how gratitude can really, really, really shape your life into the life that you want it to, but also help you get through all of the hard times, all of the bumpy roads and the stumbling blocks and the mistakes and the problems and the failures that you may experience in your life. So it's just so important. It's just so important, and I will never stop talking about it. I just never will. So taking the time to be more appreciative in your life on the regular will help you get through anything and everything you have to experience. It just really will, because it just shifts your mindset when you want to just think about all the negative things, all the problems, all the struggles that you're having, because those are so super easy to focus on. It's so easy to focus on what bad is happening in your life, rather than to really push yourself and be like, well, despite this and that happening, these things are still happening. I am still here for this. This is still going to, carry through the way that I anticipated, maybe, and it's not diminishing the bad things that are happening at all. And you don't want to do that, because as I always talk about, the hard things are where you're going to learn a lot of good lessons, where you're going to grow, and where you're going to continually shape yourself into the person that you want to be, of being your best self. So, you're not diminishing that those hard times or those struggles aren't happening, or that they aren't important, but you will be able to get through those times a lot easier, like I say, every single episode, by focusing more on the things that you are grateful for, the things that you appreciate, the things that are true blessings in your lives. And there has to be a healthy balance there, really. It's like knowing how to get through those hard things, take the lessons learned away from those things that are necessary, use it as a growth tool, use it as an opportunity to, really kind of like continue to shape who you are. But also, hey, these amazing things are still happening in my life despite these hard things. I still have things I can look up to, things I can still cherish, things can still like put a smile on my face, and know that my life hasn't just, crumbled all together. You know what I mean? So yeah, taking the time to be appreciative in your life will impact it so well. The power of appreciation will help ground you in the tough and confusing times, but also boost happiness and positivity. It will also contribute to more kindness and compassion for others and yourself. So while you're continually appreciating everything in your life, or everyone in your life, or all the experiences, you can even appreciate past experiences that didn't go how you desired or how you wanted, or that just, as how you would classify as negative. You can still appreciate those, because you're appreciating the growth and the change that came from those times, that came from those experiences. And I feel like that's a very humbled and adult, responsible way of looking at it. And I know that sometimes we can't always get to that mindset, especially not from the get-go, but I think that over time of healing and understanding and searching and learning more about ourselves, and, as I always talk about, spending more time with self-awareness, you can get there. And you do not have to get there right away. You don't have to get there like right after the thing has happened. No, if you need more time to become more introspective and understand it more, that is totally, totally fine. But yeah, by appreciating those times and everything you have in your life, you can appreciate even the people in your life, and, have more kindness and compassion for others because of what they bring in your life, or how you see them get through their life, and, just like how blessed you feel to have them in your life. But also, and when you are just continually reflecting on blessings, you want to be more kind and compassionate, because you just feel happier, you just feel more content, you just feel more fulfilled, and you will be that to others and to yourself, because you're giving yourself kind of a break to understand that not everything is going to go perfect, not everything is going to hit the high expectations that we might have for ourselves, but it's still going to be good. And appreciation doesn't have to be a really big deal or something extravagant at all. It can be something really small, really insignificant to someone else, or even something that is temporary. It doesn't have to be like, I've spoken about it in the past, you don't have to be like, I'm grateful for the sun rising today and being able to have air in my lungs and food in my belly, and, be able to walk with my legs. Like, those are all definitely things that you should be grateful for. Those are amazing things. Those are also things that not everyone necessarily experiences, and it's important. However, it's also important to really dial in on some of the more minor, minuscule, teeny tiny things in your life that you can appreciate and not take for granted. And I know that sometimes we can take things for granted without even realizing that we're doing so, which is why we should spend more time in appreciation and gratitude, and that will help us get out of that habit. But also, it'll still happen here or there. It's not the end of the world. It's just, you're forcing yourself to become more appreciative so that less things are being taken for granted. So let's break down what appreciation is just a teeny bit more. So appreciation is the ability to understand the importance of something or someone and really show gratitude for it. Whether that is an experience, a person, or something physical, so it can be materialistic things, that's totally fine, or a person or an experience you went through, like I mentioned, maybe a past experience or one that's coming up or whatever, and whether it was good or bad or just neutral, you can still appreciate it, and you're really like understanding how important it is, and it's not necessarily like ranking it in importance compared to other things. It's just more of like, wow, this is important in my life because of this. And appreciation needs to be focused on more and more, as opposed to always believing that the future will hold the key to our happiness. I feel like a lot of us focus in on how they want what's coming next. They want what they're working for. They want like the wonderfulness that they think is going to happen to them however long down the line, which is great. There's nothing bad or wrong with looking towards the future. It helps to continue push you on that journey, but we shouldn't be depending on it for ultimate contentment, happiness, fulfillment, joy. We can still have all of that right now. We don't need to delay it for the future. And, the future is not always going to be the case. But even if it is, we should not be discounting what is happening right now, because your future might not hold what you anticipated to hold, unfortunately. It's very uncertain. We make plans, but God does what he feels is necessary, or leads us in the way we need to go, or lets things happen as they will, and then we just have to continue to live through it. But we definitely should not be discounting what is happening right now. Even if you feel your life feels boring, feels dull, feels incomplete, feels stagnant, feels crazy and overwhelming, feels like it's moving too fast, or feels like there is something missing, you have the ability to have less regrets by really caring for what's happening now and not taking anything for granted or like it's going to be there. We really have to understand that even if we're in our life right now and it's not necessarily the life that we want it to be, whether it's just, like I said, too much going on, not enough going on, whatever version you feel like you are, whatever step you feel like you are in your life of, getting the one that you want. And, I'm here to tell you also that even when you get the quote unquote life that you want, there's still going to also be something else that you want and something else that you want and something else that you want. You could just continue to topple on top of one another. So don't be naive enough to believe that once you hit that goal or get to the life that you want, then that'll be it, that you'll just be like, okay, I'm done, check box, we're done. Like, we're done here. Like, no, that's not the case. You're going to want more and more and more. So that is why I really want you to understand that you should appreciate the seasons that you go through, the experiences that you have, good or bad or neutral. You should really just, soak in what's going on. And I understand that can be really hard to do in times of negativity and struggle and problems and pain. It can be the hardest thing for you to do. And if you're not used to doing that, you might struggle to do that in the beginning, but you should continually push yourself to do so, because it will help you to understand that, yes, you may be going through these things that you don't feel like are fair, or you don't feel like they're appropriate, or they're causing you so much pain and anguish, and you don't understand what the point of this is, and you don't understand what benefits or growth or learning opportunities you are going to reap from these experiences. I've been there before. I can't even count how many times I've cried out to God and been like, why is this happening? Why am I doing? Why is this happening to me? I do not feel like I've done anything to have to go through this. it's tough. It's so tough. But we have to understand that if we start working on our mindset now, and the next time something like that rolls around to us, we will understand like, okay, this really sucks right now, but I still have all these things and I still have all these experiences. And whatever this experience turns out to be, I'm going to continue to learn and grow and use what I can from it. And I'm going to know that God's going to keep me safe. And I'm going to know that it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine in the end. We have to believe that, because what else is going to carry you through? You have to have faith. So I feel like I kind of went off on a tangent there, but you know what I mean? Like, it's so important for you to appreciate what's happening now, because it will feed into what's happening next and what's happening next and what's going to happen next. You just might not see it now. It's hard. It's really hard to see and understand how what's happening now will benefit you in the future. Other times it's really easy. Other times it's like, okay, well, I know I'm learning this thing right now on purpose. Like when you're doing things on purpose, it's a lot easier for you to understand. But when things just come out of the woodwork and you're forced to do it when you didn't want to or didn't expect it, or it's not fun at all, that makes it a little more difficult. But yeah, taking the time to focus on what we have rather than what we want will really help to position our mindset to not always want the newest things, the shiniest things, and equating that with happiness. And I know I am talking about a lot of things, but we must also think about this in regards to people. We need to not take those in our lives for granted. And I feel like it can be so easy to do that without even doing it maliciously, We just take them for granted. You cannot always count on someone to be there for you. It's just not realistic or possible, because you don't know what's going to happen. The future is uncertain, and I feel like, there have been so many times, and more specifically 2020, where that has been true. You don't know if someone's just going to slip away from you. It's tough. But yeah, you cannot always count on someone to be there for you. It's just not realistic or possible. We are all on our own journeys and moving through seasons of life. That is a mystery to us, But yeah, I feel like a lot of us, and I don't mean this to be mean or degrade you or, point fingers, because it's definitely something that I have experienced too. I'm pointing a finger at me right now. But yeah, we cannot equate getting new stuff or new people, even new experiences or whatever is in the future, to happiness. Like I was saying before, we have to find the happiness and the joy and the contentment, the appreciation in the things and the experiences and the people that we have right now. You can't, it's like when you hear, I'm super grateful for my husband, he's amazing. But it's like when you hear people be like, oh, well, I will be happy once I find the one, when I find the one that I'm supposed to be with, my partner for life. And, that could be true. You probably will be happy when you find the one that you're meant to be with. But what is stopping you from being happy right now while you're single? Why can't you be happy with your friends and deepening those relationships? Because we all know that once you get into a relationship, sometimes those friendships take a back seat because you are so invested in getting to know that person, finding out if they are the one, finding out if you what you have in common, what you don't have in common, what you can grow and learn from each other. So it's important for you to understand, you don't need to just count on being with that one to make you happy. You can be happy now, while you're growing and learning and still becoming your best self, so you are prepared when you meet that person. Or let's say you do meet that person and you've been dating for a while and you're like, man, I'll be happy once we finally get married. And I am definitely not a fan of long engagements, but that's a personal choice, right? It's a personal choice for everyone, and you can do what you want to do. But I would say, if you're like, oh, well, we're going to get married in 6 months and then I'll be happier. If you're not happy now after you've already been engaged, what makes you think you're going to be any happier after you basically have a ceremony and sign papers and move in together? And anything else that follows with that, or you'll be happier once you guys have children together. That's never going to solve problems that you already have. Create more happiness in your life. It's going to create more happiness, but it's just going to be on top of what you already have. You cannot rely on those kind of things to give you the happiness that you're lacking right now that you choose to not find in other places that you very well could, right? Or maybe you're like, oh, I'll be happier once I finally, finish studying and get my dream job. So let's say you're in school, or maybe you're studying, well, you have like a regular job right now and you're studying to do something else. You're working your way up to it. Or maybe you're trying to hustle on the side and you're like, I'll be happier once this thing actually becomes up and running and that's my full-time job. Sure, that's probably true, maybe. Or maybe in the process of all that learning and, growing and figuring this thing out, you realize it's not for you. I know that sounds scary. It really does. It sounds really scary to like spend years of your life, or maybe just a few months, depending on what it is, preparing yourself for something that you believe is going to be an amazing thing to you, something you've been looking forward to, something that's like a dream and a goal. And then it turns out that you don't want to. I know that's hard, but those are the things that we need to go through to really understand who we are, what we're all about, what we actually like. You can't generally determine if you're fully going to be in love with something and like it so much and let it be such a big part of your life unless you actually experience what it's going to all be about, right? That's why people date. That's why people don't just like meet someone and are like, okay, let's get married. I understand that arranged marriages are a thing, but you know what I mean. In a general case, at least specifically, in a good majority of the world, you date, you get to know someone. I think even in arranged marriages, don't they sometimes get to know each other? I don't know. I can't say that I know anything about that. I really can't. But, you date. You get to know them. You figure out, wow, should we actually like continue to hang out? Should we actually continue to get to know each other? Wow, should we, make a commitment to each other to get married? And then actually getting married, right? Actually making that really big commitment. But whatever it is that you're like, I will be happy when I get that, or I'll be happy when I'm there, you don't know if you are. And even if even if you feel like 110% you do feel like you are, still focus on what's happening right now. You're in school. Okay, well, soak up all the time you have to not have to be going to a job every single day, especially if it's going to be a job where it has a lot of like a huge learning curve, a lot of hours, a lot less time hanging out with friends and family, and maybe engaging in any of the hobbies that you have because it'll just kind of take over your life at the beginning. Fine, enjoy your friends, enjoy your fam right now, enjoy being able to go out and eat and do whatever you want and practice those hobbies. And then maybe when you're like, oh, I just want to, we're dating, but I just want to like get engaged or get married. Well, enjoy the dating time. Actually get to know them more. Figure out more questions and more experiences that you guys can have together to create those memories, to really figure out that compatibility, to really figure out what you guys would do hypothetically in situations of being married and, sharing money and finances and responsibilities in your life, right? Figure that out first. Or maybe if you're like, oh, I'll just feel better once I, move to this place, my dream place. Okay, well, why don't you enjoy where you're living right now, even if you don't like it? Like really soak in the last bits of this, that, and the other, places you like to go, places you like to hang out, shops you like to go to, and then actually do the research of where you're going and, figure out places you feel like you can count on to enjoy when you get there. This whole rant in this section of the episode is just to encourage you to really, really dial it in. Really figure it out. Maybe here's my last example. Maybe you are running your own business and you've been doing it for a while, but you are in a really stressful period of time, whether it has to do with lacking money or feeling like you are hemorrhaging money at the moment, or you feel like you haven't found the best employees for what you want and you're having trouble finding clients, and you just feel you feel like it's not going to all like burst up in flames anytime soon, but soon-ish. Okay, this sucks. And you're telling yourself, well, I'll feel better once we actually have more clients and we find the right employees and we make more money. Okay, but what can you enjoy right now? Can you enjoy the fact that you are learning how to, hire the right employees and what characteristics you actually are looking for, what actual experience you're looking for? And can you take the time to figure out what strategies are working to bring clients in and what strategies are not working, right? And can you spend more time really appreciating, like, okay, well, these things that we've been doing kind of have been hemorrhaging more money. We can appreciate the fact that we are choosing to pull back on these things, and we're going to believe that it's going to be okay. Like, I feel like you can find a silver lining in anything if you try hard enough. Again, you're not diminishing the problems or pretending like they're not there. There's still problems and issues that you will have to deal with if that's what the situation is. But you can still find amazing things to be grateful for, appreciate right then and there. So, here are some ideas on how to show someone in your life appreciation. There's just a couple. You can always use Google to find more. Write them a letter sharing how much you love and care for them and want them in your life. I had someone recently do this to me, and then I lost it. Recently found it. Gonna write her back, but it was so sweet and caring. And even though I haven't talked to her in years, it's like, yeah, wow, I still appreciate that you're in my life in a distant way, and I know that you do me. That's great. The next one is to send them a treat or flowers. I recently did this to a friend of mine that I'm like kind of a terrible friend. I don't always reach out, and they generally reach out to me first. I love hanging out with them. I love spoiling people. I love giving presents. I love talking to people, but I'm like such a terrible person to reach out first because I'm full of social anxiety. I'm just full of it. And that is my excuse. I know it's an excuse, something I'm working on. It's fine. But yeah, send them a treat or flowers. I recently sent my friend flowers, and I was like, I'm just thinking about you. I know you're going through a lot. I appreciate you. You're amazing. But it doesn't always have to be things that involve money, but if you want to and if you can, that's great. Take the time to see if there is anything you can do for them, which is really just reaching out and being like, hey, how can I help you? Or do you need help? Or do you want me to come and help you do this, that, and the other? Like, if they really push back and they're like, no, why don't you have to give them ideas. Or just be like, hey, I'm going to come over and, I'm going to hold your baby, or I'm going to fold your laundry while you're doing this and this, and we're going to hang out and we're going to have fun. You got to make it sound like you're not like, dreading helping them, or you are trying to step on their pride or anything. You just want to help and be with them and spend your time with them because you love them. And let's see, make sacrifices to be there for them when it's needed. So let's say that a lot of times you can't spend time with them because of whatever situation or things that you have to do, but here and there you make sacrifices when you can to not engage in your own things and to be with them or help them out or extend yourself to them in whatever way that they need it. And then lastly, listen to understand, not to judge or be opinionated. It's important for us, no matter what you're doing in your life, that you listen to understand and not judge or reply, because good listening skills require you to actually listen and not just trying to come up with your own reply while they're talking, which means you're not actually listening and understanding what they're saying. You're just already anticipating what you think they're going to say. This is something that bugs me so much. Because, why are you even talking to them if you're not going to listen? Why? You can tell this bugs me so much. But why even waste their time talking to them, or pretending like you're listening if you're not actually listening, if you're really just trying to form your opinion or what you think is true in your mind. Stop doing that. Sorry, I yelled. Just stop doing that. If you're doing that, listen to understand and to hear them, and then form your opinion. Even if you have to be like, hey, okay, I hear what you're saying. Let me think on it a second. And then respond. It's not a race. You don't need a race. But here are also some ways to show appreciation in general, just in general in your everyday life. Appreciate the small things. You can appreciate the fact that you have shoes. You have rain boots to wear in the rain if you have to go out in the rain. You can appreciate that you have a little fuzzy-faced friend at home to keep you company and to hug and love and be with when times are tough and you need some smiles, or just to have a buddy to hang out with, Doge, cat, whatever it is. Create a daily gratitude list. I talk about this in the 5-minute reset every single time. You don't have to do it if you're just doing a reset. You can do it anytime. You can just come up with a list of 4 things that you're grateful for, big, small, medium sized. And it'll really help you to reflect and push yourself to really think about all the minor things. It's easy to come up with the big things, but all the minor things in your life you are grateful for and that you appreciate and that are important to you. And you didn't even realize were important to you. Work on being less picky. If you're a super picky person and you're picky about where you go with friends or without, what you eat, what you do, how you look, how other people look, how other people, do certain things in the house, even though they're doing it to help you, take a little bit of a step back. Stop being so controlling. I'm saying that from a person that has control issues. Stop being so controlling. Stop being so picky. And that will really help you to appreciate options and opportunity in your life. Volunteer. You'll definitely have appreciation in your life if you volunteer and help other people and what they need, especially if it's something like helping like at a homeless shelter or in a women's shelter or at a church or with kids or whatever, picking trash up on the side of the road. Like, you will truly appreciate the work that you're doing and how you're helping others, especially if it's outside of your comfort zone or your normal things that you do, your expertise. The next one is work on finding the silver lining in things you don't enjoy in life. So let's say you hate doing laundry, or you hate folding laundry. You're like, okay, well, I hate folding laundry, but at least it gives me an opportunity to be grateful for all the wonderful clothes I have to wear, even though a lot of us don't have anywhere to wear them to, but still, right now. But you're just grateful for the clothes, and you're grateful for the fact that you have a washer and dryer in your home to do that, and you don't have to like lug all that stuff somewhere. I used to have to do that. It's a pain. And I'm super grateful for my washer and dryer. I love it. And you are grateful for, being able to have some downtime where maybe you watch a show and fold laundry, or listen to a podcast, or listen to music, or maybe you have roommates and you guys just do your laundry together and you chit chat and you hang out and whatever, find a silver lining in something you don't enjoy doing. It will really help you. The next one is tell others on the regular what they mean to you. Tell them, do better than me. I'm trying to do that. I did that yesterday. I texted someone and I was like, I'm thinking of you, praying for you. Let me know how you're doing. And, they really appreciated it. And I think that we need to do that more and more and more so that people understand how important they are in your life, even if you're a terrible communicator to your friends, like me. And the last one is oh, sorry, that was a continuation. That was the last one. Tell others on the regular what they mean to you, even if just how grateful you are they opened the door for you. Sorry, I read my note wrong. Classic. It just means that you don't have to only do this with people you know. So let's say, and I really like to practice kindness out in the world every day with people I don't know. And it really helps to make it easier to do that day by day. But also I feel like extending kindness to people you don't know really shows that there are people that are loving and caring and nice and sweet in the world, when a lot of times it's much easier to identify all the terrible people. And I say terrible with quotes, like people that are maybe not doing their best to be their best selves. That just is what it is. But, and so by even just, expressing gratitude and appreciation to someone that holds the door open by being, oh, thank you so much. And, or passing someone and being like, giving them a compliment. I talk about that a lot. It's important to just give random compliments to people out in the world. People will love it. Some people might not appreciate it. I like to walk down the street and just smile at people. If they don't smile back, I'm not offended. I did this a lot when I went to New York City, because I'd heard I hear things about how like New Yorkers are just so focused on where they're going, what they're doing, they're not going to look up. And I just wanted to test out that rumor, and it was fun to just smile at everyone, like an idiot. But it's not an idiot thing. It's just like, it was pretty genuine. It was just like, oh, I'm just happy to be out. I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy to be visiting, and yeah, so it's even by just telling someone thank you for holding the door, or, a lot of times when I'm at the grocery store, I'm like, they're checking me out and I'm like, thank you so much for checking me out. Or I'll be like, oh, how is your day going? I'll like really say it genuinely. Don't say it like, oh, so how's your day going? Like say it as you care. Like, hey, how's your day going? Or is your day almost over? Or I hope that you're having a great day. It's perfectly fine. It takes no money, no time, nothing from you, just to show some gratitude to people. even the smallest things. So as I close and end, I know this is a really long episode, guys. I appreciate you hanging in there if you're still listening. But the last thing I want to leave you with is that one of the most important things I want to mention is to make sure you appreciate what you have now before you are forced to appreciate what you had. Past tense. No longer. It's just another reminder to not take things for granted, but to also realize that if we don't appreciate things now, they might be taken from us without us even realizing it. And we need to just hug our friends and family and our furry friends so tight and need to appreciate the experiences we're going through, even if they're hard and difficult and unexpected, and really appreciate the wonderful, amazing blessings we're having right now and really soak those in as much as we can. So thank you so much for listening to the Real Positive Girl podcast. Again, check the description box for notes for the show, where to find me on Instagram, and send me an email with any questions, comments, concerns, prayer requests, feedback, topic suggestions, or just to say hey, hi, and hello to me. Just a reminder that I'm still giving out coffee cards randomly to people that come and say hi to me on Instagram and chat with me in the DMs and do whatever. So if you're interested in that, please do so. But have a good weekend. Until next time, I hope you have a great, wonderful weekend and come back and listen to a new topic next week. Bye, guys.